Hey guys, this is the Elder Scrolls Online webcast and podcast brought to you by Alith, the fun, no pressure, social and casual ESO guild based on the European mega server. Welcome to episode 4 of Alith-Cast. I'm Krysalan Hawk, and with us tonight is GeraintAmbrosia. Hiya, mate.
Hey, I'm back. I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
Glad to be back. Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Good to be back, definitely. And joining us again is GarethSarge. Hiya, mate.
Yay! Hey, Chris. Thank you
Welcome
for
back.
having me back again. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I must have done something right.
Yes. Yeah. Last time was your audition, mate.
Ah, right. Well, I'm
which you passed. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be swapping hosts about on a regular basis. Holly hasn't disappeared. She will be back next time with us. In fact, if any of you out there in YouTube land are interested, or even our members interested in coming on the show and either being a guest host or just for an interview, or if you've something that you desperately want to share with us, just contact us via the usual methods, info@alith-eso.com. So having got that plug out of the way, it's on today's show. We have more Imperial City hype, of course. Mm-hmm. We've got first impressions from the new dungeons, some new item sets that have come with Imperial City, a couple but not all, because otherwise it's going to be a 3-hour show, of the class changes that apply to at least a couple of us in the room tonight. We've got our usual public competition and the winner of last competition, and then back to some local news with what's been happening in Alith since the last show, and the dreaded Ask the Officers section, where we squirm. So on with the show. So first up, we've got news and views from the Elder Scrolls Online universe. And the new dungeons. Some first impressions from the new dungeons. I mean, I've done both of the new dungeons, and any whining on my part, my excuse is I was rank 11 and the rest of the buggers were VR16s. So that's my excuse.
The best way to play.
For having any difficulty on that. I mean, the last time people saw me on screen, White Gold Tower, I think, is fantastic. In fact, I think we've got some footage from both.
Before we do though, spoiler alert for anybody who's watching. Because we are about to say the new stuff. So if you haven't watched it or done it or trialed it, you need to be wary. It's coming up. And also, thanks to Bladed for the awesome videos you do. I know sometimes they aren't announced, but keep announcing them, as you know. But yeah, thanks for the footage. That really does help, and it does. It does. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great resource. So White Gold Tower. I loved it. I thought the mechanics of it. Although I'm really rubbish at picking locks, I do have to say. I don't think that's too big a spoiler in saying practice picking locks, because you'll need it.
There's an element. Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't affected when I did it, but
Didn't you get put into a prison?
No, but I have to say I only did both of those in normal mode, and only once, because as you know, I was building my new PC. It's not the one in the background, but my other one, and so I wasn't really playing that much. But from both of them, I like White Gold Tower the most, I think, because the scenery is really great. At least when you're getting up to the upper levels, then it's quite nice looking.
Yeah, there are some cracking special effects that kick in.
Yeah.
It's one of those things with that particular dungeon when it's too hard not to describe it without giving away spoilers. But if you had a massive screen or one of the curved 4K monitors, which would be nice if I won the lottery,
So my comments.
Go on.
I loved both. One of the things that I think absolutely did it for me was the fact that they've changed the music. So as you get into these two dungeons, completely new music, and I loved that about the two new dungeons, which are really great. Slight disappointment for prison. I think the fact that it feels a lot like Cold Harbor, which I realize it's meant to, and kind of fits with the theme. But it was a little bit of a kind of, okay, I've kind of seen all this before. It's all great, but White Gold Tower is just phenomenal. The new scenery, the new vibe, the new music, the new boss mechanics, the fights, it's brilliant. However, giving an up on the prison, the final fight is epic. The best fight in the game up to this point for me.
It is very good. Yeah. Did you do it on hard mode or on normal?
No, we've done veteran, but we didn't get through. I think we got to. We've only ever tried it once. We were with 3 pretty good players and myself, pretty rubbish player. No, I'm joking. We did a good job. We got to the first boss and we pretty much got the harvester down, which is what you need to do as soon as it comes up. But it's a tough fight, and we had to try different tactics, different versions, different ways of trialing it. So it is going to be tough to get through the veterans. I think once you've got mechanics down to a T, it should be okay. And also, it was early stages, so all of us were still running V14 gear. None of us had really upgraded anything yet. So, some concerns, but I'm sure we'll get it. But no, not veteran yet.
I think it's a learning curve, like with a veteran City of Ash. I mean, at the start, people were saying, "Oh, it's too hard," and we can't do it, and Valkenskoria is too hard and stuff. But now people are running it like in, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, and I think sooner or later, when the people are getting the gear, I think those dungeons will get easier too. But I really like Wild Gold Tower. I really like it. The scenery is great, and with those 2 dungeons, you can see that the Source has really put some thought into it and spent some time developing it and stuff. So I hope that the next trial, whenever it's coming, is same quality.
Something to look forward to. Yeah. I mean, I've not done any trials yet. I keep forgetting actually that I'm VR14 now, and I should be joining the learning raids.
Absolutely. Get on there.
But I haven't done any. So, but yeah, I mean the 2 dungeons. I mean, I really struggled with the flesh bombs.
Yeah.
Flesh bombs. Yeah, I really struggled with that until we actually got
mushrooms.
Until people got the idea of the mechanics of it, and until we actually dedicated. I think it was me running around like an idiot because I had the sorcerer.
There's the lockpicks, by the way.
Yeah.
Wanting it out. Yeah. Quickly get out.
Yeah, and you're on fire while you're in there and everything.
That's veteran mode.
I mean the tips and tricks as well. By the way, I think we're allowed to give out tips, aren't we? Yeah. Let's give out.
Yeah, we said it's a spoiler. So
let's give out a tip, and this is not a spoiler. If you've got someone in your party who has got mad legerdemain skills, who even has got maxed out legerdemain skills, if you get stuck in the cage, let them come over and force the lock.
Yeah.
Or if they get stuck in the cage, they'll just be able to force the lock and get out, rather than, because the pressure is immense when you're in there.
I think it adds to it. It's great.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a great mechanic, I must admit. Yeah. So, but getting back to my traumatization with the flesh bombs, we got myself with a speed buff running around like an idiot, throwing all the flesh bombs at the various monsters and that. And once we got past that, I really enjoyed the dungeon, but that was,
No, we had Grievous running with us, and he'd obviously run the dungeon a few times, so he's always very knowledgeable. He knows a lot about the game, so he gave us some really good pointers beforehand. And obviously I'm a ranged player as a Sork, so I just basically keep planting myself on one of the mushrooms, do my ranged DPS, and whenever I see there's a group, I just pop a quick flesh bomb, if you like. And it went through fine. It was easy enough. Yeah. It's good fun.
It is. Very good. And on screen, again, spoiler alert. Excuse me. Don't look at your screen if you don't want it spoiling, but yeah, that special effect when the lid comes off. Yeah, very good.
This fight was actually the hardest one for me when I was with the group, when I did it in normal mode. The other boss fights were okay. I didn't have many problems with them, but those three here, those three, they really sucked on my stamina as tanks.
Yeah. And of course, when you, I didn't realize until I watched the ESO live last night. I think it was last night.
Yeah, no spoilers. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, have you not?
No.
Right. No, well, no, actually, no. It's about the dungeon, not about ESO Live. So,
okay.
As you kill these guys one by one, the other two guys get stronger and stronger. And if they're all together in one spot, you need to split them up, because if they're all together in one spot, they get stronger and stronger. And as time goes on, as you kill them, as you get down to the number of Dragon Knight standards increases, so the gap between Dragon Knight standards gets less and less and less, so it gets harder and harder, which I think is great because it makes it a challenge. I like that these dungeons are, well, they were for me anyway.
Look, Bladen's just
look, Bladen's dead again. Oops. I liked that they had. I really did. On normal mode, I enjoyed the fact that they had, because I think it's great that they're giving us a challenge. You know, you don't want everything to be sort of samey and easy and everything, as they are in certain other games, unless you're doing raids or a trial. Dungeons, meant to be hard.
Can't wait to do veteran. I'm getting my Alith guys together, and then we're gonna do that.
Yeah. I'm scared to do veteran at the moment.
Yeah, I think a couple of upgrades, they've really nerfed the VR14 stuff over it. You know, the spell damage has dropped, weapon damage has dropped, so you've really got to buff it up to V16 and then kind of take it on.
Yeah, I think they generally changed the spell and weapon damage based on at what rank of the set it is. So if it's like on piece 2, then it's not as strong as if it would be on piece 4, I think. So
well,
I think they mentioned it, so yeah.
What they've done is, I think as an example, Band of Cyrodiil's Light was 171 combo pieces, now around 126. However, what I have noticed is the enchantments themselves. So previously, gold enchantment was 64 spell damage. It's now 133. So they've kind of buffed some areas and dropped some other areas.
Yeah,
so
they rebalanced it a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah, there's quite a big difference between the V16 piece and a V14 piece. And I think once we've got everything V16, it's going to make that veteran mode a lot more realistic.
But again, it depends what class you're playing. Because as a tank,
I
think as a tank I could still run in like the VR12 trial gear and would still be good enough. I mean, I'm not running in that gear because I have my gear, but I'm still running with my VR12 Bloodspawn helmet or whatever, and my Hispark Footman whatever VR14, and I have no problem at all doing VR16 stuff. But that's only for tanks. So we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of item sets, moving forward, we've got how many item sets are there now that have been introduced with Imperial City?
I think over 20 or something.
There's a lot, isn't there? Yeah. I mean, I've not had any experience with the item sets. What we can do, actually, on tap, we've got Deltia's video that he did. I think this was when it was still in PTS. Yeah. But he did a great video about all the different item sets, where he goes through each one and tests them basically. I know he had sort of different levels of success with the various different ones.
He tried to show every time the proc and the
try and show the proc with it. Which
is great. I mean, hats off to him. Hard work that. Kind of splanching around in the PDS trying to get all those sets ready to do some testing. It's really good.
This is great.
I mean, it opened up my eyes, I think, to some of the new sets that were coming, even though I didn't remember half of them after I watched the video. But it did open my eyes to kind of what to expect and what to kind of look out for. So I've still got my eye set on the overwhelming pieces. Can't wait to get hold of those.
Oh, the overwhelming! Is it the overwhelming surge? Is that?
Yes,
that's the surge set. Yeah.
Not for anything to do with the 5-piece, but the fact that it's going to completely replace the martial knowledge.
Martial knowledge,
yeah. I'm running martial knowledge on my Sark at the moment, and you just can't get enough spell damage.
No, and you know what? Molokina as well. You know, 1 piece. I know with Delta's video, the initial video, and I think initially when they launched it, the Molokina piece was just going to give you weapon damage on slot first weapon or first slot first piece.
Yeah.
And now they've changed it, and they went live to weapon and spell damage for the first piece, plus then that additional buff where you double tap. It used to be 3 taps, now it's double tap. You light to tap.
Yeah.
I think it's a good change because normally you only have like either or. You normally don't have both, so it's usable right when you get the drop. So I think it's a good change, and it doesn't hurt anything. Hurt anyone with that. Yeah.
Well, almost straight away I swapped out Vulcan's Goria, put on the single Molokina, now running 4 martial knowledge, and in some cases with my back bar 4 Trog's Pack, which gives you that additional spell resistance in PvP. So it seems to be working really well. I think I tested it today. Back bar, 2 swords, 4 martial knowledge, 4 Trog's Pack, 2 Cyrodiil's Light, and then I've got the new Mara's Blessing necklace, and buffed up I was sitting on 3,305 spell damage.
That's
quite a lot.
It's nice. delicious.
Yeah. I think I can manage 2.6.
Yeah, I think Molokina was
2.2.
changed.
I think I can manage 2,200.
I think the Molokina 2 set bonus was also changed. I think it's now proccing earlier than on the PTS. I think
so. It was a 50% cost to spells, so your abilities cost 50% more. That's now changed to 33%. It used to be 3 light attacks which would proc it, so now it's 2 light attacks.
Yeah, that's it.
And it used to be about 600 spell damage. I think it's 400 and something now. So a lot of the information online is actually incorrect. So based on the fact that ZOS obviously made the changes and then went live, things were all different. A lot of the information is still kind of from the PTS times and whatever.
Yeah, it's a bit sketchy, isn't it? Yeah.
But you know, I've actually got the Molokina shoulders now, so I know those are the facts. Those are definite stats, and exciting.
Yeah, it is. I'm just looking at the list, the massive list of them, and
it is. There's a big list. I mean, actually, I've got some ideas on the Phoenix set, even as in PvP now. Obviously, we're running around Imperial sewers a lot, and you know, survivability is going to be a big thing, especially if you've managed to collect 5,000 stones, and next thing you know, you've got to run all the way down. I mean, the easiest way, let's be honest, let's get killed by an NPC and then use so many percent. But I mean, I was running with Kilm and them the other day, and we decided that's not what we were going to do, and we went into the sewers, and we happened to be as far away from our base as we could be, running along. And when you've got a stockpile of stones, it wasn't 5,000, by the way, I was sitting on just over 1,000, but still, you've got a stockpile of stones, it kind of, your heart's pacing, isn't it? It's going.
Yeah.
Thinking, what if you come around that corner and there's this Zerg train and you're just going to lose all these stones you've worked so hard to collect?
Yeah, it adds to it, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. And what's nice about this one-piece Molokina, although we've got the 4-piece martial knowledge, which we'll hopefully replace for overwhelming piece, you could potentially have one of your hounds and your 4-piece martial knowledge swapped out for the Phoenix set. You'll lose one of your additional spell damage, but you gain Magicka recovery, which in PvP or districts is absolutely still going to be viable. And of course, if you die, you don't die. You kind of have a second life. It's back to Super Mario days where you have a second chance. You've collected a mushroom and you've managed to survive. And I mean, you do some pretty serious flame damage as well when you do that transition.
I mean, looking at the list on Deltia's website that he put up, you're looking at exploding for 4,800 ish flame damage to nearby enemies. I mean, that's pretty good. It's a 10-minute cooldown, but that's pretty good. That's enough to sort of.
One life is all you need to get from one side of the dungeons to the other side, or one side of the sewers to the other side to get back to your base. You know, if you come around that corner and you get zerged and you just, especially for me as a Sork, and just streak through them until you die. If you don't die, you can carry on streaking. You should be able to get away. Yeah. It'll be enough to get you back, I think.
Yeah, I think even Deltia mentioned it in the video that we see that the
Phoenix
set is basically a Telvar Stone safe deposit runaway set. So basically, you just put it on when you're bringing your Telvar Stones back to the bank.
And I mean, it's not much of a loss. You're trading in 1 spell damage for a Magicka recovery. It isn't a big loss, and you're adding in the survivability element. It's definitely going to be a viable set.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I've done that quite a lot. In various different situations with skills, obviously not with armor sets, where I've dumped DPS to be able to survive, because a dead DPS isn't doing any DPS. So
absolutely,
you know, swapping things out for you to be able to save your stones is.
What I don't know is when you're having that Phoenix set, are you basically? Can't you move when you're doing that transition, or can you move? Because when you are, for example, if you're using the Yokuden set from the trials, it's the same effect kind of. Yeah. But you're getting a statue and you can't move at that time, so it wouldn't help you. It wouldn't help you because you can't move. But if you can move with that Phoenix set, then it's really helping.
No, it really does turn you to stone. But I mean, it's quite quick from what I saw of the video. Is basically you die, you turn to stone, and boom, you explode. Literally that quick.
Yep. Can we go back there? Any chance we could go back and see it?
Yeah, if we could rewind the video a little bit, that would be great. Just to see that section, but I'm sure it is that quick. It's something like die, turn to stone, boom,
it's and kind then of you can burst, move again.
Yeah. Which is
because with Eternal Yokeda, or with just the Yokeda set, I know that you're basically a stone for.
Stuck.
Yeah, you're stunned, and you can be healed, I think, still, but you can't move, and. So that's not really helping if you're using that set. But if you're using Phoenix set and it's like only 1 second or so, then it's helpful.
Yeah. So let's have a look. I mean, he probably doesn't move because there he's fire now.
There's about 2 seconds?
I think it's not even.
Yeah, it's not even 2 seconds, is it? No.
Yeah.
And it does its damage. And he was able to kind of instacast straight away. He looks stuck there, does his cast, and then
it seems like a second or so. But I don't know if you can maybe move. But for sure, it's not as long as you're using Yokeda.
Definitely not, no. And the thing is, as well, I mean, if it's a Zerg that you've died to, that's 2 seconds max, 2.5 maybe, if that, and you're back in. Yeah, so if it's a Zerg that you've died to, even better, because they're going to be running past you, spamming AoEs, running past, killing everybody. But
another one, another one we should be talking about is the shield breaker. I think that's going to become a very popular choice in PvP. It's definitely aimed at the stamina builds.
Yeah.
Max stamina recovery, but more importantly, these guys, Templars, Sorks, all spamming their shield abilities. This is going to give all of those stamina guys the ability to kind of pop those bubbles very quickly. Unresistible damage. I think I was looking today, V16 piece was something like close to 2,500 unresistible damage for every attack for anyone that's carrying a damage shield of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, if you're light weaving, or if you're light, medium, or heavy weaving, any of the attacks, that's some
people
nice
already
damage.
complaining on the forums last time I read.
Yeah.
My shields don't work anymore.
Well, they've kind of been cut in half already.
Yeah.
Before the patch even came out, they said, it's going to be cut in half, and now all of a sudden they're giving people the ability to kind of ignore the shields altogether. It's It's a matter of learning this, though, isn't it? I mean, we have to kind of wait for people to catch up and all to realize these kind of sets are out there. But once they do, it's just going to become a nightmare. It's going to become such a crazy
different tactics. You're going to have to
this is it.
relearn. Yeah.
Rejig.
I've got a little voice whispering in my ear from from our director, who's a healer, who wants us to talk about the healer sets, which I have absolutely no clue about. Guys, which ones are the healer sets?
There's some good ones. There's some really good. I mean, I really like Scathing Mage. So I'm talking about Overwhelming Surge, which I think is going to replace my martial knowledge. Absolutely. Scathing Mage just sounds great from a support/healer perspective. I know because I'm a magic user, this will sound great to me, but as a Magic Sork plus Magic Sork healer, I think this set just sounded amazing. Fine, you're trading in spell damage for spell critical, which we all know since 1.6 was probably not the greatest idea.
Yeah.
But I think that final buff, that fifth piece, and don't get me wrong, I know healer set is still going to be a viable option here, but this extra fifth piece where if you deal critical damage, you gain a 10% chance to increase your spell damage for 6 seconds.
And you can be critting
absolutely.
You can be critting quite a lot,
crit.
Can't you? So that 10% chance is not as weedy as it sounds, really.
Exactly. You're kind of trading in spell damage for spell critical on your martial knowledge pieces, but now you're getting the spell damage from the fifth piece anyway. So I think that's another one. Another one, obviously, to talk about is, the Power Cure. It's again max magic at ×2 plus the spell damage, and if you're healing an ally above 100%, you're also again granting them spell damage. I know I'm biased because I'm a magic user, and I'm always talking about that spell damage piece and getting that spell damage buff. But I think it's going to become a very viable set. And obviously, most importantly, from a healer's point, is the Combat Physician. Again, you're trading out the spell damage for spell critical, but if you critically heal an ally, it grants them that damage shield for a certain number of, I think it's 8 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, with
cooldown 6 seconds.
With the let's say with the 3 and 4 piece giving you the extra crit.
Yeah.
And then rewarding you critically hit. Yeah. That's a nice. Yeah,
and you're popping that damage shield up. They've already kind of nerfed damage shields, and they're given stamina users the ability to kind of ignore these shields. This is just that extra way to give that healer that's running with the group in the city in Imperial Sewers the ability to pop back that extra shield. It's good.
Is that really good. I wonder if that damage shield stacks with all their shields. It should do if it's a bonus.
It will do. So it absolutely will. It will add to, if they're running their own shields, this will pop on top of them. Although the chance that you're critically healing them if they've already got a shield popped is probably less than if somebody hasn't got a shield. But still, it would stack, absolutely. It'll add on top.
It also counts for you because ally means you too. So
yeah, of course,
yeah, of course. I never thought about that. Yeah, I sometimes look at some of the bonuses that you get and thinking, well, what the hell is it doing for me? And then I forget that it applies to yourself as well.
Yeah, mutagen's like that. It talks about healing an ally. It says nothing about healing you.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, if you cast that, it does. It does heal you, of course. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much... Oh, let's not forget the jewelry pieces, which this is, again, maybe a spoiler alert, maybe a bug, I don't know. But tonight I crafted my first true... Let me get this right. Truly superb glyph of reduced spell cost. So it's an epic V16 glyph, which I made to enchant my willpower set, which is a willpower necklace that is immense. When I get that set, I'm going to be really ecstatic. But I've got the necklace V16 version. I've enchanted it. I created this glyph to enchant it because it currently comes with health recovery, and I was unable to enchant it. So,
yeah, and you know why?
No.
Because it's listed as unique, and they have the bug in it that unique items can't be enchanted.
So this is the bug.
Yes,
Ambrosia.
it should be a bug because normally you get if you have an unique item, you can't have more than one in your inventory or in your bank, as far as I know. You can have it on more characters, yes, but not more than one on your in your inventory. And as far as I know, it's a bug that you currently can't enchant unique items in general. All unique items, so also those from the bosses in the areas.
Yeah.
Sometimes they drop unique items, and
it should be a bug really, because
and you can't enchant them. So,
everybody read glyphs.
as far as I know, that willpower thing is a quest item, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I think it's the White Gold Tower quest completion.
And as far as I know, that's, or at least I hope it's a bug, because I know.
I was going to say, can we clarify?
Could enchant, yeah.
Bug means they're going to fix it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting with this glyph now in my inventory that I can't do anything with. Really upset.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
It's a good set. Looking at it, it's quite a big jump. 1400 increased magicka. That's a big jump for 2 items.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's 180 something spell damage increase. V16, or I could be wrong with that, but I think it's a decent set. But I'm concerned now because you've mentioned unique can't have 2. That means I can't have 3-piece jewelry set because I wouldn't be able to have 2 of the rings.
Yeah, but they're also I mean, you're using a master most likely, master weapon. Yeah, because weapon also drop and shield. But yeah, that willpower thing, I also looked at that, and I think that it will be replacing on my Templar, on my Vigor of Madness build. I think I will replace the willpower for my healer set that I currently have. I have like 3 or 4 piece for healer on my DPS setup, and I think that one will replace it because the bonus is pretty good for a 3 set.
So,
do you want to talk about the tank sets?
Yeah.
I'll give you my opinion. Okay, let's move on.
And there we have it. You heard it first.
Deltia's opinion.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there is one that is maybe usable, the Black Rose.
Yes.
At least for what I'm doing as a tank. But to be honest, I'm staying with the one that I have. I'm using his Spark, Footman, and Bloodspawn, and I'm set. The only thing that I'm doing is crafting it. We are 16 when I have the materials for it. I'm completely skipping 15. I'll just gather the mats, and hopefully when the prices go down, I get myself some nice Sifkin motifs and make them. We are 16 and be off with that, and leave the Footman with whatever the max is. I think it's still 14 from Dragonstar.
So it's
and keep that. So I'm completely disappointed with the set. The Black Rose is okay-ish.
Yeah.
But for me, that 750 or 800 stamina that you get back or the chance that you get it back. You're not getting it back on every block.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was thinking about that because it's interesting. It's
interesting, but I rather evade the damage with like his spark.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they've? I mean, actually, what I think we should do is go on to. We had a section planned for changes to a couple of the classes, to sorcerers and tanks.
If we
go on to tanks first, the one thing that stuck out for me, and we really want your opinion on, obviously the major change to tanking, which is stamina on blocking. Do you think that the Black Rose set is sort of a cookie to give to tanks because you've lost your?
They planned to encourage PvE players to do the PvP content with that set.
Yeah.
Because that set you can only get with Telvar stones. It's not a craftable set. It's not a set that drops in the PvE dungeons. So it's a carrot on a stick for PvE tanks to do PvP, in my point of view. But if the proc chance would be higher,
20%.
I would be interested. If it's like 20-25%, then what's the current one? I don't even know what
10?
it is.
I think it's. I'm looking at an image that says 20, but I could be wrong. It says 20.
I mean,
it's the same as his spark, isn't it? It's kind of a 20%. So you got 20% dodge or a 20% stamina recovery.
And is it Charlotte's Curse? I think so. Charlotte's Curse and his spark. It's just what you do is different, but they changed it so it's 20% dodge chance on the 5-piece set, and his spark pretty much stayed the same. So when you are blocking, you have that chance all the time.
But it's the same as this. Successfully block an attack, gain 20% chance to recover X stamina, whatever that is.
Yeah, but to be honest, I rather evade the damage and not getting any damage than to get stamina back and get hit. Because if I'm getting hit, then I still use this. I lose the stamina, and I don't like to be waiting on that thing to proc.
Yeah, so
me, because I'm basically losing my evasion for it. I mean, you could change it for shuffle, the medium armor skill, but again, shuffle costs a lot of stamina.
It costs stamina.
So you basically would use stamina to get stamina back, and it's not even the same amount of stamina for using shuffle. For me, his spark is still superior. And in general, except for Black Rose, which is... I mean, I would have to test it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But for me, there is nothing beating his spark so far for tank. I mean, for the style I'm tanking. I'm a blockade tank, which is a mode that most people on the forums really despise when they're tanking, but I'm really a blockade tank, so I'm blocking all the time.
Yeah.
And I was tanking after the patch. I was testing out. Now we're coming to that point. I was testing out that thing with no stamina regeneration.
Yes. Yeah.
And as you maybe know, I have a tank build that's called the Blockade, and I'm currently I tested it already, but I'm making an update on my video for it, and it's still working. So I can still block all the time, and I won't lose all my stamina. I mean, I'm losing more than before.
Yes.
But I did Veteran City of Ash. I did Veteran Crypt of Hearts. Yeah, I ran Veteran Wayrest, I think.
Yeah.
And I ran the Sanctum of Fidya trial. And the closest I get in stamina, or the lowest I got in stamina was I got once to 0% and to 3%, and that was, like I mentioned before, those fight with the 3 NPC bosses at I think it's White Gold Tower.
In White Gold Tower.
And other than that,
3 Dragon Knights.
Other than that, I didn't really have a problem. I mean, I changed some skills. I will go into detail when I put that video up. I changed some skills around. I changed a little bit in the champion point, but overall, I can still hold block all the time, and I'm good. So
I mean, that's good, because that was the big worry, wasn't it, when they brought in the change?
The thing is, you have to be careful with that, because most of the tanks that call themselves tanks were basically doing VDSA and were DPS tanks. So they didn't. I mean, they blocked, but they weren't really spec'd for blocking only. And they said, "Now I can't block anymore, and I lose my stamina too much," because they were basically DPS in heavy armor.
They were block
with
casting,
a shield,
weren't they?
and they were block casting and stuff.
Yeah.
And my build was, like I said before, I was always a perma blocker, and I'm still a perma blocker, and it's still working because my build was always set up for that. And most of the other people didn't use that many champion points in the star with the blocking. And now you basically have to, and you also have to use enchantments on your jewelry to reduce block cost, which most of them also didn't do before, and that's why they are complaining, because my build was especially set up for that, and I just adjusted some skills, and now it's still working again. So I never had a problem with it, and I thought I would have a problem because it was really sounding bad. But I have to sometimes I have to do a heavy attack in between, because some bosses, you know that they are doing something and you can do a heavy attack, and then you regenerate so much from that heavy attack that it's no longer an issue. So in any dungeon or trial, you will have a boss that you can use it, even in Sanctum of Video Thematica, or you can do it without a problem, a heavy attack once or twice in there.
So in other words, you've always mitigated the stamina cost, reduced stamina cost, rather than worrying about or using regeneration.
My regeneration was like 500 or 600.
Yeah,
and
so that's
most of the other people had like way over 1,000.
Or 1,000. Yeah, so they were relying on regeneration, where you didn't. You relied on cost reduction.
I was basically used to not regenerating much stamina, and again, when we were running the dungeons, I mean, we had I think Cateran was with us when we did the normal runs, and he's a Templar, and I maybe used the spear once or twice in the whole runs. So I could even sustain myself without using spears.
Without spears, that's.
I mean,
that's
he was using also mind freezing. What's the temple skill?
Repentance.
Repentance, completely blank. He was using that.
Need a better colour on your brain, mate.
Yeah. He was using it most of the time after the fights. Yes, I get the stamina back that way with a temple in the group, but I mean, if you wait like 3 seconds after a fight or a trash group, you have the same effect. It just takes a little bit longer, but the effect is the same. So even if you have like my best friend is a sorcerer healer in Alith, so if he plays with me, then I also have no problem tanking, because he's a sorcerer healer and I don't get stamina back in any way, and I can still do it. So
that's good.
If you're used to my playstyle or my build, then if you change something around, everything should be fine again.
Yeah, your mileage is going to vary, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I thought with all the people complaining that they can't tank anymore, I was a bit frightened. But after I tested it out on a PTS and on live, I can only say my build still works. So yeah, it's still working, and I mean, if you're used to that with just blocking and not doing much damage, it's another playstyle, I know, and people say it's boring, but if you're doing it the right way, it's not boring, because you're basically the guy that watches out for everything in the group, and even reses people.
I mean, here's the thing.
Holding block.
Is that they brought in this change, and I mean, you know, no stamina regen when if you're blocking, you know, and everybody.
Yeah, it's not affecting tanks only. I mean, that's the problem. It's affecting DPS also.
Me too. Yeah. As a magic assault, I still block cast a lot of the time, especially AoE situations.
Yes,
and I'm noticing I'm empty a lot more than normal.
Yeah. And it's not the end of the world, because yeah, people cry so much, but then are you afraid to learn to do it differently?
Yeah.
You know, you should be. You know, if something crops up in your path that you know is a bit harder, then you know you need to relearn, don't you? You need to rethink. So, and things, it doesn't seem to have exploded too much, does it, on the forums? You know what I mean? That the whole furor about blocking seems to have, I know there are still a few threads.
There is still something.
Yeah, there's still a few threads, but I don't think it was the earth-shattering change that everybody thought when they first announced it.
It depends which post you. I mean, there are some posts that really focus on it, but if you ask me personally, I would say if you're using my blockade build, it won't affect you.
Yeah.
Or as much.
I'm all right, Jack.
Small change that I think is kind of good. I am a Magicus Sork, but I think they've made some really positive changes towards the lean of a Stamina Sork, which is great. No, well, I tried one of the PTS, as I mentioned last time, and some of our guild guys in SIA, I know you're banging to get me onto the Stamina Sork side, and I am really considering it, especially with the horizon that we're on now, Imperial City, etc. Stamina Sorks are probably a way to go. Now I think more than ever is probably an opportunity to do that, because we've got some changes that are coming and some changes that have come. So it's probably something on the horizon for me, but not at this present time. Tell us about Alith-Cast, though.
Well,
that was hilarious.
Yes.
Hilarious.
I think you've all seen me having it up for the camera. I was going to wear my hat tonight, by the way.
Where is it? Is it right behind you?
It's upstairs.
See, you got the shades.
I have my hat with me.
Yeah.
Amby's
got his hat. Yeah. But yeah, no, these are different shades as well. Yeah, I'm wearing these shades because I can actually see what's written on screen because they're the varifocals. The other ones are just single vision, so I was literally flying blind that evening for 45 minutes with Belle whispering in my ear as director, do this, do that, do the other. And yeah, so we came up with the idea of, or Belle actually came up with the original idea of doing some short videos, because we started off by doing Alith-Cast once a month. And it sounds like we've been doing it for years, doesn't it? And this is only episode 4. And then we had a discussion and we decided to go fortnightly, because a lot of the other podcasts are more than once a month. Some of them vary, but a lot of them are more than once a month. Eloa and Deltia and Sigtrick, they do their Time Out from Tamriel, which is fortnightly, I believe. Or is it weekly? I'm sure it's fortnightly.
I think it's weekly.
Is it weekly?
It's like a 20-minute weekly.
So it's only a tiny one. So we decided, well, what the hell? We'll do Alith-Cast, but we'll do it fortnightly. And then
try and shrink it a bit,
try and shrink it a bit, which we're trying to do with this episode, but there's so much in it that it's not going to be a shrunken episode, really, is it? No. So, having gone that step, Belle, the director and our guild leader, he said, I've got an idea. He said, why don't we do little, because there are always things that crop up and immediate reactions, and you get all the threads popping up on the forums. Yeah, we've heard about this, or there's some news that pops up. So why don't we do a tiny little one?
Bites.
A reaction, Alith Bites. Reactions to news, news that of things that's happening in the guild, reactions to things that are happening in the world of ESO. But we decided to change it up a bit and make it even more entertaining and just change the feel of things. So you're going to be seeing quite a lot of Alith Bites, because we're planning on doing them very, very regularly in between episodes of Alith-Cast. And it won't just be me. You guys will be doing one as well.
Yeah, I don't have a hat.
As Ambi shakes his head, saying,
Where's your hat?
"You're not getting me wearing a frigging hat." But you've got a hat you can wear. You've got to wear that hat when you do
Yeah, I
those.
got my edge hat.
Yeah. So there's going to be, Ambrosia's going to be doing one. Gareth's going to be doing one. Holly's going to be doing one. And they are great fun to do as well.
Yeah.
They are great fun to do. Bell's got he's a great director. He's got huge amounts of ideas.
Yeah,
So,
you had a pretty good idea as well, didn't you? I think one of the episodes coming up, I don't want to point out when, but we might even be doing a live Alith-Cast.
Yes, it has been rumoured that we may be going live. Yes.
That will be an event.
Which will,
I think it'll be fun.
which will be great
I
fun.
think it'll be great, yeah.
It really, because it means, on top of everything, we've got to have a pre-show and we've got to have an after party.
Yeah.
Which is great. Yeah, I mean, what more do you want? You know, we have all this fun of doing all the recording and all the all the outtakes and the takes and everything, and we get to have a pre-show and we get to have an after show and we get to have the scariest thing is getting to have Twitch chat.
Yeah.
If we
Live
decide
chat.
to do it, if we decide to do it on Twitch, we get to have Twitch chat, which is going to be fun. I must admit, it really is.
I think YouTube is working too, as far as I heard.
Yeah.
I think Elder Scrolls off the record is switching to, or
Oh, have they
switched to
transitioned
YouTube.
already?
Yeah, they switched to YouTube, I think.
Yeah, I had a little dabble with it the other day, I must admit, because I downloaded XSplit because I thought, well, I might as well get in on this and sort of have a go at streaming. And I must admit, streaming to Twitch was incredibly easy with XSplit, and it was with YouTube Live. The one thing that I couldn't find with YouTube Live was he's searching for streamers. Didn't seem that intuitive. YouTube seemed to want to give you suggestions as to who you should watch.
Yeah,
And,
I think there is
and searching.
I think there's an option with like Live Now or something.
Yeah. So I'm not
I haven't
sure.
looked into it yet.
Yeah, we've not decided yet. In fact, we haven't decided yet. In fact, when we're going to stream, but we haven't decided yet what platform we're going on. Whether we use the brand new shiny one, or whether we go with a what everybody else is on at the moment, basically. So, good stuff.
Exciting times.
It is indeed.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Public competition time, which is always a fantastic time. I believe we've had a two-time winner actually, so congratulations to Razorback for winning again.
Awesome.
The next competition. Plus this time we also had Roland and Mr. Redhead or Shoots Far, who've also congratulations for winning the competition on Bell's Drunken Escapade. And well done, guys. We've got an exciting competition for you guys again. This time, however, we've decided that we were going to ask you some random questions and see who can come up with all of the correct answers. So the questions have to do with Alith and some of the officers. Some of them are fairly simple, some of them are a little bit more complicated, rather difficult to measure.
No
So
hints.
here we go. First question, what year was Alith founded in? Should be nice and simple to find out. Second question, what country is me originally from? Again, fairly simple for most of our members. A very simple one, what was Catcal's original name?
Very easy.
Yes. Fourth question, who is GeraintAmbrosia usually confused with? And finally, the toughest question of them all, what is the current length of Chris's beard? Is it 6, 10, or 13 inches? So get your answers over to info@alitheso.com. So yeah, some really good prizes. 10k gold to the first 3 people that answer all 5 questions correctly. So good luck, guys. Lots up for grabs. And congrats again for our last competition winners.
Indeed. Good luck and congratulations. Yeah. Brilliant.
Good.
Yep.
Okay, and now it's time for our local news segment with news and updates from Alith since the last show. A funny thing happened to me on the way to Marnhold, and why is it my turn again? Seriously. No, a funny thing happened.
Because last time it was about Holly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. There was a shout went out in guild chat. It was from a couple of guildies, three guildies. They were wanting to do Blessed Crucible, and just someone to whiz them through it nice and quickly. So I said, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll come along, and got into, I ported to the leader. I VR 14, the guys were at level 40s, so ported to the leader, and I got into Blessed Crucible, and for some reason I thought we were in a public dungeon. I thought they wanted a quick run through the public dungeon to get it out of the way and everything. So our healer, he crashed, and we hung about for about 15-20 minutes to get him back in, and he wasn't coming back in. So we thought, right, we'll set off, and I didn't have any objections because I thought it was a public dungeon, like an idiot.
Blessed Crucible.
So, Blessed Crucible, the public dungeon. Yeah, seriously, So I'm YOLOing in, sort of pulling everything and AoEing it down, thinking, why the hell are people dying? It's only a bloody public dungeon. They're easy. And it took me until the 3rd boss until I realised, no, this is actually a dungeon. I was thinking, this is harder than I remember public dungeons being. So the 3rd boss of Blessed Crucible, we got rid of the 3rd boss of Blessed Crucible, and we sort of had a bit of a rest, and our healer came back online, which was pretty lucky, really, seeing as I was just going mental and thinking, guys, why are you dying? Seriously. So to the guys who were with me, I do apologise. I'm not really that bad a player. I don't, but yeah, that was funny. And it was only until the other day that I thought, God, I wonder what they thought of me.
Yeah, V14.
This V4 idiot, he's frigging pulling
40s.
Everything, We're dying back here. Slow down.
No healer.
Yeah.
You're like,
well, what the hell? Yeah, YOLO, go on. Come on, guys, keep up. It's only a public dungeon. Oops, sorry.
Shame. Sorry, guys.
Oh, dearie me. So, next up, we have some more news. We've got our promotions within the guild. We announced last episode that we would be giving you news of some promotions, and first up we have 2 new officers, and the lucky people who applied and were very hardworking with their applications and everything were Violet Ark. Violet, you saw on episode 1, I believe, with her fishing spot, if you'll pardon the pun. And the second one is GarethSarge. So, welcome to the team, Gareth, and welcome to the team, Violet. Awesome.
Congrats, you too.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, new blood, new people to make the tea.
Yeah, congrats, Violet.
So,
bit of a shock.
As your first officiarial, and that's not even a word, is it? Officiarial, official officery. Yeah, go ahead, Gareth. Do the next bit.
Yeah, so, yes, as an official officer, congratulations are also due for our new deputy leader, Krysalan. So, well done to you, sir. I'm very glad it was you. So,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Never heard of that guy. Who is that?
Yeah, I'm glad it's you.
Is that the same guy that messed up a public dungeon with a...
Yeah,
Yes.
how the hell? I mean,
That guy with the
seriously.
red-
That's
red
the
long
people we
beard?
promote, right?
That's the people you're promoting to deputy leader. Yeah.
No,
So it really is. I mean, it's a huge honor, and it's kind of scary, I must admit. But yeah,
it's a big responsibility as
Yeah.
well. I mean,
And-
there's lots on your plate, so hats off.
and thank you, seriously, big thank you to all the. There's been huge amounts of well wishing on the forums and that from people. So thank you,
Yeah.
everybody. Seriously, thanks very much.
And-
It's much appreciated.
Big shoes to fill with Nell.
Yes, indeed.
Guess we're talking about guild rating then. Guild rating. Yes, concerning that, we have some updates concerning raiding. Our little holidays are over, so we had like a week where we didn't do any raids to let people settle in the new Imperial City patch and stuff. And so far, we're getting into things again. So if you haven't yet, please sign up for the next raids. Even if the spots are already taken, please sign up as reserves. We still have some people that can't make it from time to time, and then we have to get back to the reserves and invite them. So if you want a spot, sign up as reserve if the spot's already taken, because sometimes you still get a spot in the raid. And we also have Pema now doing the learning raids, and she's doing a good job.
Yep.
And as far as I know, we are still looking for some people for our learning raids and raid leading even. So if you're interested, I think we are going for that a little bit later in our recruitment phase. But just so you know, we're looking for raid mentors and raid leaders. And we are also having a little surprise concerning raids. People are asking us if we can do something with our raids and Imperial City, and there is something in the making that we will most likely, or pretty sure, do some raids also in the Imperial City. So expect us to do some raiding content, not like trials, but we do it like a questing raid like we have now also in the PvP.
Yeah.
Like Cyrodiil. And we will do that same thing for Imperial City. So we have like a raid for like a certain district where we do all the quests in there, or complete more district runs, or do daily quests and stuff. So we expect that to come up, and more details on the event calendar, and we will also post it on the forum.
Yeah, there's some good XP to be had in there, I must admit.
Yeah.
There really is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
not to mention, the officers are still currently in discussions, but some of the other new content's also going to be included. So some of the more the new dungeon runs and kind of how that's all going to work, it's still being discussed, but there are absolutely plans in the pipeline. I think a lot more dungeons are becoming more viable, especially with them now scaling to V16. So this is absolutely in the pipeline, and we are talking about it. So.
It is very important for us to get for not to miss out the new content.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And don't forget, we still are using Azura Star as our home campaign. As you know, with the Imperial City patch, they were all reset, so you can set up new home campaigns and guest campaigns. So our home campaign is, for the time being, still Azura Star, and our guest campaign is Haderus. So make sure if there is an event scheduled and Azura Star is full, we will switch to our guest campaign on Haderus. So make sure you put those two campaigns on your characters if you want to do our PvP events.
Good
it's
stuff.
a bit tricky at the moment because when it was first launched, Azura Star was the only 30-day campaign, and then every day that we logged in thereafter, there was a new campaign, and then there was another campaign, and then and I understand why they did it, because people were complaining they couldn't get into Azura Star. It was completely rammed on day one. But just know the officers are monitoring the situation. We are keeping track of kind of the levels of each of these campaigns, and for now, absolutely, Azura Star is still our campaign, but we will keep an eye on things, and if things need to change, we will let you know.
Definitely.
So, yeah. I mean, I think you've kind of mentioned it all. The raid leaders, raid mentor, we are advertising. We are looking for guys, so get your applications in. It'll be good to have you on board. I'm still going to be helping out with pretty much all the raids if I can. And be there as often as I can, but if you guys can get your applications in, we'll do. I believe we're currently trialing one tonight, so it's going to be exciting, so looking forward to it.
Yes, definitely need new blood.
Yep, get your applications in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up our new section, Alith, as we keep plugging, is still hiring. Let's summarize, we have positions at the moment available for a raid leader, a raid mentor, and if you keep your eyes on the forum, coming very soon, we will be asking for applications for an additional officer, so watch this space.
Yeah.
In other news, recruitment status, I know people have been keeping an eye on this one. We're still not quite at 420, which is when we're going to take the first of our recruitment breaks. We're still monitoring it. We're still going to be, as we move forward, we're going to be looking at 500, but it's going to be very, very slow. We monitor it. We're going to have regular breaks for people to settle in and get there in our own time. So we're never going to close the doors. Even when we're having the breaks are only for adverts in zone chat. We're still going to have the recruitment open on the main page, so people who come to us via Alith-Cast, or if they come to us via our Guild X or the other various recruitment places, they're still going to see us as open for recruitment. So we still need to keep ourselves ticking over, but yeah, we'll be heading for 500 very, very slowly, and we're going to have a few breaks in between. And last thing, hot off the press, it's been rumoured that Bell and the officer team are in discussion about venturing into the Twitterverse to boldly go. So watch the forums for more info. And that's it for Alith News. And live just in, it's live from Dubai. We're going over to with our community events in Alith. Here's Clairella. Hello.
Hello.
Hey there. How is it in Dubai?
There's a distinct lack of sheep in Dubai right now. But other than that, it's absolutely fine.
I'm just stepping away from that conversation. I don't feel qualified to make. Yeah.
I'm
Sheep
sorry,
comments.
it's kind of complicated. It's obviously Saturday evening. I'm at a friend's house. We've been playing Settlers of Catalan, and nobody will give me sheep for wood. It's
in
terrible.
Dubai.
In Dubai, yeah.
Yeah. It's a long way
Otherwise,
to
no,
travel for a board game.
London.
Rich friends, yeah.
Yeah. This is how we roll.
So take it away.
I know there was like some random thing where we all said, when it was not long after the new patch came out, everyone just says, "Oh, we've got the new costumes. Come to Craiglawn. Come to Belcast. We'll show you our new costumes." And it just went all a bit, Alith from there. We ended up doing a conga around Belcast, and then we all jumped on our various mounts, and then we ran all around Craiglawn, and then we all jumped off a cliff and died.
Yeah.
That
that
sounds
wasn't even
exactly Alith.
Sounds very, very Alith.
Yeah.
I think Holly mentioned it last episode with pictures of naked people jumping off the bridge, the broken bridge. I think that was it.
If it's not naked, it's not Alith.
Well, this is true.
I know I promise lots of nakedness coming up in the next Alith social event. Guaranteed. It seems to be very popular. Everyone seems to be on board for the nakedness. It's weird.
Online
I'm
nakedness.
just worried about all our guild members.
So
I don't know. There might be naked in real life whilst they're playing the game, but I don't want to go there. Really, quite frankly.
Any hints about what's coming up?
Obviously, it's still in the planning, but aiming for 26th of September, there is a Alith birthday event where we'll be celebrating Alith's birthday. I can't remember how many years it is, but the official birthday is the 25th on a Friday. But obviously, it's a Friday. People are at work. Friday night, I'm never online anyway because I'm like watching movies and eating takeout. So I'm planning, along with the other officers who will be roped in, for a whole day of birthday celebrations, starting
Sounds good.
at 10 o'clock in the morning and going right through until, well, I think I've scheduled the last event for like 7 p.m. in the evening, so whenever that one finishes.
So yeah, till we finish, basically.
Yeah, so I can't remember what I put first on the event. I'm sorry. I did try and remember, but I've had a lot of wine since this.
No.
So you're clearish then.
No, I can still type straight. It's all good.
Okay.
And I can talk straight. Yeah, so I can still argue about sheep and wood. Then it's fine.
Right.
But no, but I think I put on the calendar for there will definitely be naked cliff diving, a couple of naked horse racing events.
Yeah, that talk problem's just gone out the window.
Yeah, there will be also be a couple of rounds of officer hide and seek.
Cool.
Followed by there will be officer says. This is a new thing I've come up with. So I hope everybody knows the remotes very well. So this is something else because has everyone heard of the kids game Simon Says?
Yes.
Well,
yeah,
this will
I'm old enough to remember that.
Yeah, this will be officer says. So, but basically the officer will do an emote. Everybody has the copy. If you get it wrong, basically you're out.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
So yeah, there will be that one. And then they're planning an Alith dance off. So get your dance emotes on. And then there will be an Alith's Got Talent contest. Will be the final event of that day. So get thinking of what your talent might be. It can be making full use of the emotes in the game. So do lots of dance emotes, drinking emotes. I'm suspecting certain guild members will be naked dancing emotes.
Of course.
Can you do group elements to that? Sort of synchronized?
Yep, people can sign up as a group. You can sign up as an individual. You can sign up as like in a group event, but the talent thing could be basically anything. You can do singing on vent for all I care.
I'm not singing. I'm glad I'm judging.
Synchronized. You could be on your various mounts doing synchronized trotting backwards or whatever.
Dressage.
I leave it up.
Good.
Yeah, I leave it up to the guild members' imagination, which could be slightly scary, knowing some of our guild members.
Very naked.
Or
but
fun, yes. Yeah. I suspect a lot of nakedness, yes.
You wanted one of us to be Simon Cowell, didn't you? But I'm sorry, I'm not being Simon Cowell. He's an asshat.
Yeah, I think someone being Simon Cowell is pretty cool. They can just be mean to everybody.
Simon Cowell is not cool. Yeah, we could have Eth being Simon Cowell. He'd be good at that.
Oh, Eth would be an awesome Simon.
Yeah. And I believe you've got some other stuff in the pipeline further down the line. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm still working on the mystery event. I've had to push that back a little bit because obviously we've had a bit of an officer shake-up, so I'm having to rewrite some of the characters to suit some of the newer officers. So that's still in the pipeline, and one of the other officers, Eth, is also working on a listening adventure, which he has promised is pretty much ready to go. So we will get that up and running probably after the birthday celebration, and also the mystery event after the birthday celebration, because obviously new officers would have settled in, so I've got a feel for them. I can create their character for them in the event, so it all works out.
All right.
Excellent.
Sounds really good. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Exciting times.
Well,
Hopefully, yeah.
yes. Right. Thank you very much for that. We'll let you get back to your sheep
Wine.
and wood. And
It's a Saturday night. We're playing games. It's wine night. We had a small catastrophe. We actually had gone through like 5 bottles of wine. It's like, oh my god, where'd the wine go? So we had to go and get more wine and cider. So we're back on the wine, so it's fine.
and
Good.
cider. Eesh. Okay.
Interspersed with cups of tea. So we
Of
keep
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to balance things out a little bit.
Oh yeah, and a takeout delivery to break stuff up.
Yeah. Where's ours?
I ate it.
Send us a sheep when you get one.
Yeah, no, I need all the sheep I can get right now. I can't build my settlement unless I get some damn sheep. And anyone who's ever played Settlers Catalan will definitely get that.
My uncle's a Welsh farmer. I suppose I could ring him up for you.
Yeah, tell him to send me sheep. I will trade wood for sheep, quite frankly. At a push, I can trade cloth for sheep as well.
Look how good I'm being. I'm just not making any,
Sheep
unsavory references as far
Sheep
as sheep
jokes.
and wood are concerned.
Well, granted, at this point in time, I'm not too sure my brain would actually process them. Yeah,
Process that particular information. No,
I can just
definitely.
about process the fact I need sheep.
Well, thank you for the thank you for the update, all the way from Dubai with the sheep and the wine. Okay. Thanks, Claire.
Okay.
We'll catch you later.
Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
All right then. I think it's time for our community spotlight. So we are again accepting nominations for our Members Champion Awards. In case you don't know what those are, it's basically every member from Alith can send in a name of another Alith member that he wants to be mentioned as a Members Champion. That's basically, for example, if you are if someone helped you crafting an item and sent you materials, or you had a lot of fun with someone in a dungeon, or he described the dungeon for you, or anything that another Alith member did for you, you can send in that name so others can see that is a good Alith member and he tries to help other people and stuff. So please send in the name of one of the persons that you think is really worth mentioning in Alith. And that person, among others, will be chosen as a Members Champion.
Okay.
You can send in your nominations to our Alith email address, so info@alith-eso.com. And we also have the other Members Awards. But those will be revealed within the next week, so we're not announcing that now. But what we do announce now are the senior member promotions from Alith. So senior member are basically people that are with Alith for at least 6 months or longer. So it's a lot of people this time, so we're gonna split them up, and I think let's do it that way. Let Gareth takes a part, I do a part, and Chris will do the rest. So
Yeah.
Thanks,
So thanks, Ambrose. So first of all, guys, as you know, this is absolutely about recognition and reward. So get your nominations in. Congratulations to the guys. We've got Aradol, Asylum 1, Bad Boy Blue. I say Baths in Light, although Chris was saying Baths in Light. Bootneck, Cylindra. We got Crawlback. We got Dodge. We got Alicia, and we got Fernwim. So congrats, guys.
and then we also have GarethSarge. Then we have a nice one. We all know Feola, but let's try his, or let's try the the in-game name.
on,
So
you
it's
first.
I'll try it first. So it's for me it's Rebenaz.
Rebenaz.
Well,
Yeah. HR4 bins.
That was nearly as good as my attempt.
Yours is best.
My attempt was a little bit Steve Martin-esque, and it was Herbernerfers. There you go. Sorry, Phil.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we also have Caladorn, Kilmone, Chemo, Koiken. I hope it's spoken right that way. Lenderolin, Magjulos, Menglai, Matthews Mordred, and I think Chris is also some.
Yeah, I've got a few. We've got Mogar, Mr. Monster 666, Nemi, Norella, Noob, Nick Spain, Overdose, Pendragon, Plipsbla. I can't even say that properly, can I? Pripsbla.
Yeah, Prips.
Santiai, Shakaya, Talos 444, Tanis 555, Throct, and Vinny. Congratulations, guys. 6 months as active members.
Yeah, congrats.
Quite a lot of people.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep. Seems people like Elith and staying with us. That's good.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we want. So, we have our spotlight section where you make us all squirm. Gareth, take it away. Ask the officers.
Ask the officers time. Always, I know, a difficult one, but I offered to take it on this occasion. So we have a couple of questions in, guys. Mr. Redhead or Shootsfar asked a question around the new variety of events. You gave us some information and some ideas, so definitely thanks for the ideas. It's always great to see members kind of putting in what they think would be a good idea, and I'm sure you can tell we've already taken a lot of those to heart. And I mean, we've already heard Claire give a good overview of some of the events that are up and coming and being planned. And look, let me tell you, there's a lot in the pipeline as well, so exciting times ahead for all of us. We had a question from Roland, which was about the future Alith meat, whether there would be healthier olive oil fried squid on the menu. Let's hope so.
Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah, let's make sure that there is. So we'll definitely ask the question. Is it a myth? Alith meats, it's definitely not a myth. There are definitely pictures up on the forums and so on and so forth for previous real life meats. So it's going to happen. We will definitely in the pipeline. We are something's going to be coming up and should be coming up. So we'll return to that soon. There was a question from Nick about Eth not wanting to get married. Eth was actually kind enough to answer that for us, so I'll just read that response. He says he's been married once in real life, and two of his characters have been married in game with Alicena's characters. Says that they often don't play the same hours and do have fun. He said he doesn't want to marry Cadcal. I won't give you the clue to Cadcal's name. He says he likes to call. He says that they play mostly different hours, obviously with Cadcal having moved recently and so on and so forth. So no disappointments there, Nick. I'm sure if you want to get married, there'll be the other people in the area that would like to get married to you. But in all seriousness, guys, get your questions on. Ask the officers. It's a very good time to kind of get a feel for what's happening with the guild and so on and so forth. So get your questions in, and we will happily answer them over the Alith-Casts.
We certainly will, yeah. I mean, it's not just members of the public. If you're watching, and I hope you are, send questions in. We will quite happily answer them for you, definitely.
Yeah, and as we've already kind of indicated, we'll be on Twitter soon, so and we are going to be doing a live recording, so you never know, we might be answering questions on the fly.
Oh yes, yeah, I'm sure that's going to be huge amounts of fun.
Lots of fun. Lots of fun.
Definitely, yeah. And I think it was rumoured actually that, and I think it was Mr. Redhead that posted the question, that our director might be appearing on one of the shows. And there's no need to shout. No need to shout. So yeah, watch this space. I'm sure we could be very persuasive and
Absolutely.
get a fleeting glimpse of a rare bell in the distance. Well, that about wraps it up for today's show. Thanks to everybody for watching, and thank you to GeraintAmbrosia.
My pleasure.
Nice to see you again, mate. And GarethSarge.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. It's been great.
You're welcome. And my name's Krysalan Hawk. And a big thanks, as always, to our team of officers, recruiters, raid leaders, and mentors for all the hard work that you put into the guild every single day.
And our members.
And our members, yes. Yeah. If you've got
We'd
any...
be nothing without them.
We would not indeed. No, we'd be like three guys sat talking to each other.
Kind of like this video.
Well, kind of like this video, yeah. And let's see, if you have any questions about Alith, or if you want to join, which we hope you do, head over to www.alith-ESO.com. That's ALITHESO.com, where you can register and apply to join. You can always catch us on Facebook by searching for Alith Guild. And please subscribe to our channel at Alith-ESO on YouTube. Like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it. We like you to be honest. And leave your comments in the comments section below. You can email us if you want to get in touch with us at info@alith-ESO.com. That's info@ALITHESO.com. Or in-game, feel free to contact any of us in-game from the list of officers in the credits as they roll. And as ever, huge thank you to all the members who make it an absolute pleasure to log in every day. Yeah. Have fun, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Live long and prosper.
Oh, damn, I failed. No, the thumb needs to go out as well. Bye.
See ya.